Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us for this Sell Local online webinar. We're really thrilled with the response to this topic. For those that I haven't met, my name is Andrea Wilkie and I'm the Executive Director with Community Futures Central Kootenay. We're a community-based economic development nonprofit, and our mission is to support small businesses to be successful and communities to be economically healthy. What motivated us to put this webinar on today is the fact that this holiday season, we want to make it easy for people to shop local and to therefore help businesses get online so that locals can shop local online. And so that's what brought us here today. I'm going to share some stats with you just to highlight the importance of what we're talking about today. So last week, the Business Development Bank of Canada shared some new consumer trends. And I don't think they'll be a surprise to you, but rather they'll affirm, I think, what we're all seeing. So some of the trends they pointed out were, the first one being Canadians are spending more online. Online spending in May 2020 was double what it was in February 2020. 32% of Canadians will buy more online in the next 12 months than they have in the past. The pandemic has accelerated the online shopping trend, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down. The second consumer trend is that more Canadians want to shop local. 44% plan to buy more locally in the next year than they have in the past. And the reason people want to do that partially is because they want to feel like they're creating a positive impact in their community. And 23% of Canadians are willing to pay a premium to shop local. So that's good news too. The third trend was that Canadians are cautious about their health. Again, no big surprise. Canadians want to feel safe while shopping. And so the ability to research a purchase or browse online before venturing into your downtown is also appealing for consumers. A couple other stats, one that was shared with me by Tom Atkins from the Credit Union. Local businesses create 4.6 times more impact and recirculate 63 out of every $100 spent back into their local economy. Amazon currently controls 30% of the Canadian market, so that's something we're wanting to compete with. And we know as economic development practitioners that supporting our businesses to get online will ultimately support our local economy. And we know this is especially important during the holiday season, but it's also important beyond. You know, if we're faced with having to close our doors again in the future, having an avenue that you can continue to bring in revenue while your physical doors are closed is going to help our businesses be more resilient. So that's just, I know I'm preaching to the converted because you're all here to hear more about this topic. So let's get into it. So we're going to start off with information on websites for you to list your business on at no cost to make it easier for consumers to find your business and ultimately to shop with you. Then we're going to follow that up with information on advisory services and hands-on support to act on these opportunities and others. I will mention one other thing. The content on this webinar is, I would say, mostly relevant to Kootenay businesses. So I believe we do have some people on the line from outside of the Kootenay region. That's great. Love to have you here. Probably our first two speakers will be of most interest to you. And then as we get into the further content, it really is specific to supports available in our region only. So just a heads up on that. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to our first speaker. Dylan Hersashen from Small Business BC is going to tell us about their online business directory and how to list your business. So I'll turn it over to you, Dylan.
Appreciate that, Andrea. Thanks so much for having me this afternoon. Glad to share a bit more about Small Business BC and one of our ongoing initiatives here. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen, making sure that that's visible to everyone here. Good, awesome. So I'm from Small Business BC, and I'm currently leading the BC Marketplace. So the BC Marketplace was really set up as a response to many of the challenges our businesses are facing when we had to close our doors, obviously by our challenges presented by COVID-19. So we created really a large online sort of central shopping marketplace so that businesses could really increase their visibility, pass on messages, update their customers and communities that they are still ready and available for business. So we've launched this program just about the end of March, and it's gone through a couple of iterations, and we're full steam ahead. So far we have 1,493 business profiles listed across the province, and that represents 117 distinct communities here as well. So we really are available for any business in any region, big or small. And we're really trying to create a bit of our hyper local feel here. So we know one provincial marketplace is a little bit too big to shop. So we've really created some distinct regional assets, and I'd love to share a bit more about our Kootenays marketplace here. So our Kootenays marketplace really is a chance to travel throughout your own neighborhoods, find your favorite stores, and maybe discover some new ones. At Small Business BC, we are creating a handful of profiles. So we really want to introduce, not just connections to your website and things like that, but really get some of the local success stories, or things that are working, and some of the challenges. We have some pretty honest talks in some of our success profiles and things like that. But really, this is a bit of a tour of our marketplace here. We have many of the businesses listed. There's a handful of different filters. We can choose different cities or different regions to browse. So we already have 47 businesses across the Kootenays listed on the marketplace. And I'm just going to click into a bit of a profile here so you can see that as well. So we've clicked Tumbled Earth. This looks like it's a nice natural fine jewelry store. We've got a nice profile, a description, and a chance to do things like update hours. Or indicate if you're offering delivery or curbside pickup or things like that. So any of those sort of pertinent updates. We're including a Google map and continuing to update some of our near me features. And we're also connected to some other Google integrations. So we have the Google reviews. So everyone else out there can really see how great our small businesses are. Lots of 5-star reviews for Tumbled Earth here. So really, this is a great opportunity to get online, right? Especially if you had to close your doors, or you're considering some of your online profiles. And I know that's a big part of today's session. So the marketplace really is a great place to start for that. You can jump in and create a profile from marketplacebc.ca. Have a look through. There's lots of reasons to get on the marketplace, including some of the backing and promotion that Small Business BC is going to be doing throughout our holidays and even beyond. So I encourage you to check out our Kootenays holiday guide. Ping me directly if you've got a story to feature or things like that. Tag us on social at Small Business BC, and we'd be happy to sort of share your feature deal, whether that be for Cyber Monday or some of your other holiday features. We really just want to get some of your favorite businesses listed in our marketplace and help support them.
Thanks, Dylan. I see some questions coming into the chat here. I'm going to jump in with one to start us off. Dylan, how long do you think it would take a business owner to sign up? Like, are we talking 5 minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah, this is 5 minutes. You're going to grab an image of your logo. You can, you've got an opportunity to write a headline or a little bit of copy, update your hours, include your social handles, things like that, and it's going to get live and published. So we check it out. We make sure that all the information's there and accurate. So you're looking at about, we usually publish same day. So, but very, very simple and easy to set up.
Perfect. The next question, I'm going to jump in with an answer, and then feel free to chime in, Dylan. But question from Beth: if you have your own e-commerce platform, are businesses encouraged to sign up on a platform like Small Business BC? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a great question. our marketplace isn't quite an e-commerce site. So we're not going to replace your website, but this really helps improve your online profile. So this improves some of your SEO, helps boost, your online score to get found and be visible. And really, our marketplace allows you to connect people to the right places so that people aren't just landing on, say, your homepage, for example. They can go right to your holiday campaign or a gift feature guide or something like that you'd like to promote. So it really is a great way to boost your own online profile as well.
Yeah, good question, Beth. I was going to say absolutely. It's a way to help other people find you that might not know of your business and know to look for you directly. The other thing I was going to mention is I believe Small Business BC is marketing this all over BC. So you're not limiting yourself to a Kootenay audience. You also have the opportunity to promote your business to people in other parts of BC. And I keep sharing my own example. I was shopping for family on the weekend, and I have family in Kelowna and Revelstoke. So I was going onto the websites of businesses in their community, trying to see if I could buy a gift certificate or what my options were. So this is a great tool to do this kind of thing as well. And that's what I also like about the Small Business BC directory is that it links through to your business, no matter where your business is in terms of you need to have a website to link to, but then beyond that, maybe your website right now just has your hours of operation. Maybe you have a full e-commerce site. So it's linking through to businesses no matter where they're at. And then if you start to see more and more traffic, that might be a motivator to actually further develop your online presence with an e-commerce type capability. Any other questions for Dylan before we go on to our next speaker? And we will have time at the end as well for further questions. Just a request from Karen. Dylan, can you share the link to the holiday gift guide for us? If you could just copy that into the chat, that would be great. Perfect.
Andrea?
Yeah.
Kevin here. So one of the things we heard in the past was trying to update multiple sites, your own, this one, Discover Nelson or whatever. Is there a way to upload whatever? Is there an easy way to do this? Or is this, you're just trying to keep it not a lot of information so you don't have a lot of updating?
So Kevin, what I would say is once you've set up your listing on the Small Business BC website, your link's going to be live. So that as you're updating content on your own website, consumers are still linking through to that same place. For sure, there are quite a few marketplaces out there. And that was actually something I was going to mention later on the call today. I think probably 3 or 4 times a week, I get an email about another Shop Local website. And that's why we're trying to build momentum behind a couple different platforms, because it's really difficult for consumers to go to all these fragmented websites. So if in our region, we can get certain numbers of businesses listed on certain platforms, it's going to make it that much more user-friendly for consumers and that much more successful for businesses. I saw a question about whether it's free to sign up, and yes, absolutely, it's free. And I'm seeing some other questions here that I think maybe we can come back to. Oh, great question. So are there ways to promote the BC Marketplace platform through other social media platforms? Do you want to touch on that, Dylan?
Yeah, our SBBC team is, of course, very active on our social channels, especially Facebook and Instagram. So we'll be using the marketplace and a lot of our pages. So would really love your support on our online communities. And yeah, we've in your profile, we've actually asked for things like your Instagram handle, your Facebook handle, and things like that. So that's a feature we're ready to build, which hasn't quite released yet, but very soon we'll be adding some of those social profiles to the BC Marketplace profile here as well.
That was a great question, Dana. Thanks for asking that. Okay. Our next speaker is Tom Atkins from the Nelson and District Credit Union, and Tom's going to tell us about the Support Local BC online gift certificate program that the credit union has sponsored for our region. So I'll turn it over to you, Tom.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hoping you can see my screen. Yeah, so I'm really happy to be following Dylan. You are going to see some consistency between our two offerings in that, we're providing a destination for our local businesses to sorry, I'm getting a little flustered here. I'm getting mixed up on my page. Support an e-commerce platform for small businesses in the Kootenay region. Specifically, I'm speaking about some of the businesses in the West Kootenay region. I'm working for Nelson and District Credit Union. I'm the Senior Manager of Member Experience. But we have 6 regional credit unions that are currently in the process of having a conversation about a merger. And those include Columbia Valley, East Kootenay, Grand Forks, Heritage, Kootenay Savings, and ourselves. And collaboratively, those 6 regional credit unions made a decision back a little earlier in the fall to invest in this initiative, Support Local BC, to open up some new revenue streams for independently owned local businesses across Southeast BC. So this is available to businesses in the region, whether you're a member of a credit union or not, through Support Local BC's free online e-commerce platform. And I am just going to see what I can do here. I've lost some of my functionality to share this full screen. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to keep on rolling without creating too much confusion. These slides will all be available to everybody at the end of the session. So the peer credit unions know that times are challenging for local businesses, and it's our purpose to provide you with a boost while we work through this difficult economic time. So for any of you that might be business members at a local credit union, you might see some of this branding if you see the banner at the base of the screen here. This is what the collective group of 6 credit unions is doing right now to encourage our business members to get themselves set up on the Support Local platform. So what is Support Local BC? It's a non-profit program built to support local, independently owned businesses across the province while they weather the financial pressures caused by the pandemic. So this was started back in April. Vancity was a huge funder of this initiative and got it off the ground. And since then, many communities across BC have made an investment into the platform. So that was the role that the credit unions played in this, is that we invested to get our communities up on the platform so small businesses could start selling gift certificates through Support Local BC. So the platform is free. There are no commissions on the sales of the gift certificates. There's no sign-up fees. 100% of the proceeds go back to the small businesses. So to date, we have 50 vendors up there. Some vendors may have an e-commerce platform. This intent of this is to help supplement that. For those that don't have an e-commerce platform, once members get set up or businesses get set up on the business portal, they can use that link and embed it into their own websites to have an e-commerce platform available to them. We're going into the holiday season. As Andrea had mentioned, she shared some statistics on local shopping and the intent of the populations in our communities. So a great opportunity to get yourself on a platform if you don't already have one. So why should you participate? Locals, as we know, want to keep their shopping dollars local. We have opportunity as we head into December for holiday sales, increase visibility for your business. So you're on a platform that is accessible to anyone. It is currently broken down into regions. So the 6 partner credit unions have regions in the boundary country, West Kootenay, East Kootenay, and the Columbia Valley. So we aren't drilling right down into specific communities. As a collective group of credit unions, we found that as a bit of a challenge to segregate 23 communities. So we went with a more regional approach, hence the boundary country, West Kootenay, East Kootenay, and Columbia Valley. So locals want to keep their shopping dollars local. They want to put their dollars back in the hands of local businesses, and more are recognizing the importance of local businesses and strengthening our economy. We have holiday sales opportunities, so customers are starting to shop for the holidays. The pandemic itself is pushing people to purchase remotely. And Support Local BC's online platform provides customers with the option of supporting local businesses remotely. remotely. So if you currently, as I said, do not have an e-commerce platform, you can link your Support Local BC bio for online sales. So on the left-hand side is an example of one of the businesses in our region that's have themselves set up on the portal. That screen capture is off a mobile device. So that's what a interested customer or client might see if they're looking for a gift certificate to purchase. The added in the visibility for your business. So you log on, or a member or a customer goes onto the website, they can have a look around to various regions. And again, I'll use Andrea's example. She wanted to do some shopping for somebody in her hometown. This is a perfect example of that. Family members that are looking to purchase something for myself. I got a family member that maybe wants to get me a gift certificate for Backroads, one of my favorite local businesses. And I would receive a gift certificate via email, hopefully from my brother. I'll just have to send him that reminder. And I have the opportunity to take that gift certificate via my mobile device down to Backroads. So increased visibility. Our peer credit unions are actually in the process right now. We've done a heavy focus on the businesses. We're now going to roll out a campaign for purchasing. So we're going to encourage people to purchase gift certificates off the platform, and we're going to be do some incentives and pricing through our social media platforms. And I know that's a big question for a lot of you. Both Support Local BC, the individual peer credit unions, and our collaborative merger social media called Exploring Strength and Unity will all be promoting the Support Local BC. Go out and buy some gift certificates from local businesses, and they can get entered into a draw. We'll be doing 6 $100 gift certificate prizes, and we'll make those announcements in the new year. So we want to encourage people to see your business on the Support Local BC platform. There's no cost to you. It's set up through Shopify, which typically charges the businesses for the fee of administration and purchases. The credit union has made that investment on your behalf. Our job is to relieve that financial pressure and increase the opportunity for your business. So as I said, the slides are going to be available to all the participants. You'll find the links through there. I felt it was a little easier for us to focus just on a PowerPoint presentation as opposed to navigating through the website. I encourage you to visit Support Local BC and check our regional pages and see what might work for you and see what businesses are currently up and running. So we have full independence when it comes to selling the gift certificates for your business. And even if you have in-house, you can integrate this platform. Support Local BC is there to support you through the process, and they have your back. So all of this back-end support is done by Support Local BC. They're available during the week, Monday to Friday, 7 to 6. Fortis is actually their Fortis call center is actually the business that's doing the intake. So that's their give back to this initiative of Support Local BC. With respect to the sale of gift certificates, there's a weekly direct deposit that goes into your account on a weekly basis via PayEdge. And then the gift certificates are emailed to purchases. They do have no expiry or cash value. And the outgoing email to the people that purchase gift certificates incents them and encourages them to maybe wait a few days before they redeem it. And that's due to the fact that you're going to see that deposit into your account on a weekly basis as opposed to in real time. And all of the back-end support is available also through Support Local BC. Once gift certificates start to get sold, there's extracts provided to you so you can see who has purchased your gift certificates, and you can manage that through your own systems. And as I said, Vancity was a key investor in this initiative up front, and they're still 100% committed to it. And this is not a short-term solution, but something that's going to evolve over time. And we're seeing more and more communities come on as we go. So this is an investment, as I said, by 6 regional credit unions. We all have lots of information about it that we're happy to share, but I'm happy to try to answer a few questions.
Thanks, Tom. Lots of chatter in the chat box about this. I think people are excited to learn about this. One question is, do you need to have a storefront to join the program?
No, just an independently owned small business. There are some criteria which are pretty standard. So if you visit Support Local BC and in their FAQ section, it shows much of that criteria. But yes, you do not need to have a physical storefront.
Awesome. Another great question. Is there a way for us to link or to embed the gift certificate link into the Small Business BC online marketplace? So I would say the short answer to that is I would really encourage businesses, once you've signed up for the gift certificate program, to link from your website to the gift certificate and have some copy on your website talking about it. Over and above that, if we want to have a spotlight on this on the Kootenays page, we can probably talk to Tom and Dylan about making that happen.
Can maybe just aid and answer there. We've integrated a gift card link. So if anyone either has a gift card or needs one, definitely encourage you to sign up for a Support Local profile. And then you can use the link that's created there on your Small Business BC profile and allow purchases using the Support Local gift card right on our site. So we certainly know that there's a partner ecosystem involved across the provinces and especially on this call. So that is something we're certainly working on, is helping you manage all of these different and distinct profiles.
Thanks for that, Dylan. Yeah, so great opportunities for us to be working with BC Small Business. And I will just add, Dylan did mention about setting up a profile, very easy and quick. Same with Support Local, a JPEG image of your business, your URLs, and quick bio is all you need. And it's the turnaround is about 24 hours for your profile to be up on the Support Local BC website.
That's great. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, both of you. Another question for you, Tom. With the Local BC gift card, is it for one business in particular that you're buying the gift certificate for, or could you use it for any of the businesses listed?
You'll purchase a gift certificate based on the profile. So if you're interested in microbrew beer, you can choose Trail Brewery Refinery or Backroads, but you're going to be purchasing a gift certificate directly for that business. And that allows the business to have that ability to track it on their end, and it's not so broad. So it's quite specific.
Perfect. Question from another attendee about, they have sold gift certificates through the Support Local BC platform, which is great, back in June, but is unsure about how the customers actually redeem the gift vouchers. Tom, is that something you can speak to?
Sure, I'll try my best. So yeah, so you purchase a gift certificate, you get an email confirmation. So I could either print it out and bring it down to the business that I purchased it from or was gifted it to, or I could bring my phone and show the confirmation. With the back end part of it for the small businesses, they would be able to see potentially who's going to be coming in with the gift certificate, the name, so they can do some tracking on their side. So I hope that answers the question. And you don't have to use the entire gift certificate at one point either. You can, carry a balance going forward, and also that allows the business to do their tracking on their back end as well.
Thanks, Tom. Another great question here. So if you're not a brick and mortar store, how would the consumer redeem the gift certificate?
I guess that depends on how you may do your front-end online sales. That's probably a question I probably need to go back to Support BC Local. But for most people that are issuing their own gift certificates, some businesses are actually recognizing the purchase on Support Local BC. When the client comes in or they're in contact with the business a customer, they're actually reissuing their own gift certificate to make the tracking a little bit easier. So that potentially could be an option. It's a little bit more of a headache maybe for the small business, but if they wanted to be able to track through purchasing with a gift certificate from their e-commerce website, ideally they'd probably be suited to be issuing their own gift certificate.
Right. And the good news is we have some speakers later on the call that if you need help with getting yourself set up to such a place where people can redeem gift certificates through you online versus in person, we've got people that can help with that. Tom, is Grand Forks part of the region for this initiative?
Yep, so they'll be in the Boundary Country window on the southeastern BC. So you go to the shop by region and it drops down, you'll see southeastern BC, and in the southeastern BC, you'll drop down, you'll see Boundary Country, East Kootenay, West Kootenay, and Columbia Valley. And then if you click on that region, you're going to land on the page with all of the small businesses. So.
Perfect. I just got a question from somebody else, Creston. I don't think Creston is part of the region right now. Is that right, Tom?
Creston isn't part of the 6 credit unions that invested into this platform, but the platform is available to all small businesses in the southeastern region that want to participate. So Creston, get on board. Yeah, get onto the East Kootenay page and get yourself set up.
Yeah, so Denise, we were actually talking about this earlier. I'd suggest you to your local economic development folks or chamber. So that would be Aaron Gregory at Factor 5. And B, your other option is to, like Tom said, you can list under East Kootenay. I know Creston's not exactly in the East Kootenay, but there's no restriction for you listing in that area.
We're just trying to give all businesses in the region a head start and an opportunity to provide them the gift certificate revenue that may not be available if they don't have a platform.
Mm-hmm. Tom, I see another question about on the website, there's a separate gift card that doesn't seem to have a vendor attached to it. That's probably a pretty specific question. I don't know if you can answer that.
I can't, unfortunately. So if, I'll put my contact information in the chat when I'm done. And if anybody wants to reach out to me with any questions, as I said, the credit unions made the investment to make this available. It is Sport Local BC that operates and runs and facilitates the platform in the background and does all the creative and marketing and whatnot.
Perfect. Thanks, Tom. And I want to say, I think we're super fortunate to have access to this program in our region. So thank you to the credit unions for sponsoring this for our region. Right now, it's not listed for businesses all over BC. So I encourage everyone to take advantage of it. And I'm just going to respond to another question I saw in the chat box earlier. You don't already have to have an online gift certificate program to be a part of this. This is a turnkey way to get yourself set up with online gift certificates. And I think, there are going to be some nuances for individual businesses. So if you need some help with that, like I said, later on the call, we'll point you to some people that can help with that. So with that being said, I'm going to say thanks, Tom. I'm sure we'll have more questions for you later, but we're going to go on to our next speaker. So next up, we have Jeff Austin from Fisherman's Market to tell us about a new platform that they launched called Ballisters, which is an e-commerce platform for local food producers. So Jeff, I'll turn it over to you.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay, Andrea?
Yep.
Okay, good. So this is not my forte, webinars and public speaking, so forgive me if I'm a little rusty. But so my name is Jeff Austin. I'm one of the owners of the Fisherman's Market. Some of you might know our businesses. I come from a commercial fishing and farming background, and over the last 20 years or so, we've grown our business to 5 locations across the province, as well as a brokerage business that sells across the country. So FMC Foods has always had a strong online presence and a healthy advertising budget. But as soon as COVID hit, like Andrea was saying, some of the statistics, we switched very quickly to online. We tightened up our operations. We reduced our store hours. We increased our employees' pay, and we moved almost all of our seafood bulk boxes and fish packs online. And since March, we've sold over 10,000 boxes across the province, which actually more than doubles last year's total. So I see the importance of what you guys are all talking about, and everybody needs to take this seriously. So we started Ballisters, the platform. It was initially intended for fishermen, a way for fishermen to market their fish directly to consumers, skipping all the middlemen and therefore keeping more of the money in their pockets. And I think as we see what's happening currently in the marketplace, everything's being consolidated. And beyond what Amazon's doing, it's what our local grocery stores are doing. I go down to Safeway and they have 5 kind of apples and they're all from New Zealand. And these are the kind of things that consumers will support us. I think we just need to have a place for them to do so. So what we did is we built a business that we believe will work well for businesses online. I'm going to share my screen now and I'll do a quick little demonstration of what we have to offer. Share. Okay. So this is Ballisters. Ballisters is an online shopping platform. It is simple, it is attractive, and it is very easy to use for customers and vendors. It was very important when we created this that it be point and click. There's nothing on this site that I don't understand, and that means a lot because I'm not a computer tech person, and I think a lot of the vendors who are going to be using this are also not. There's no membership required. There's no upfront fees, monthly fees, no hidden costs. We will in the future be implementing what we believe to be a 2 to 4% commission that will solely be based on sales. So if you make a sale, you chip in your 2 to 4%, and that in turn goes back into the site in the form of advertising and continued development. Setup is very easy, and for most of our vendors, they set up themselves. It's very simple to do. If you can set up a Facebook page, you can pretty much set up your vendor page. Built into the site, we have e-commerce. The site is designed to showcase both the vendor and the products. It is a social media hub, which is crucial that you guys are using social media, and has customizable shipping, which has serious regional challenges here. That's one of the things we're trying to sort out is how in the Kootenays do we figure out how to get something dropped off at someone's door, or at least picked up at one location. It allows customers to be notified of when the product becomes available. I think this is a great feature that we've added so that when something becomes available, the people that have subscribed will get notification that it's now they can come back and purchase it. That's great for a lot of food producers to be able to do that. Let's just go to the local vendor section. We've got currently about 80 vendors at different levels of setup on the page currently. We have chosen Nelson as our testing grounds, but the site is scalable to across the province without changing anything. But we are focused on the Kootenays right now. We are dedicated to the food industry. We have had a lot of inquiries about switching over or adding a platform for goods as well. And we are open to collaboration on that, though that is not our main focus at this point in time. So we spend a lot of time working with local vendors, and we're tackling a lot of their specific issues to make sure the site kind of works for everybody. Some of those things are getting beyond just selling widgets. For Tom Tarswell, for example, Leanne's business there, she wants to use the site to run her cutting business. And so we've had to try and figure out how do you sell a side of beef for a set cost. And so I think we've almost got that worked out with our developers. And so our vendors will be able to send custom invoices to their clients, which will bring them back to the site and where they can pay for their stuff, as well as accepting deposits and then sending the remainder amounts. Let's go to a specific vendor page. And I'm going to go to, let's go to Kootenay Kombucha, I think, to start with. I think he does a really good job of social media. And I think the site is attractive, and to be able to cross-market between platforms, I think is very important. And he does a really good job of it. As you see here, here's his page. He has a vendor write-up where he can tell his story. He can talk about what makes his products better than anything else, and as well as linking it to his Facebook page. And you can see he has a really nice cross-marketing platform going on there where it looks really attractive. One of Ballister's greatest strengths, I believe, is its multi-vendor aspect. And I've met with a lot of vendors, and I've seen their websites, and they're concerned. They talk about how they spend a fortune on their website and then they sit back and nothing happens. So you can have the greatest website in the world, but if you're not driving traffic to the site, then it's really not doing much good for you. And Ballister's, when a vendor's on here, they're not on a deserted island. And I think that the advertising dollars we spend benefits everybody. Also, the power of having comparable products. I think that's a positive. Customers are brand loyal or company loyal. And I think being able to see them all in one place has its benefits. One of the greatest obstacles that we find being a specialty shop is the all-in-one store. And I think probably a lot of food vendors out there have that issue as well. Drawing a customer on a rainy day to a specialty food store is a challenge. So by Ballister's, if we're able to put all these vendors in one place, it gives them the complete shopping experience with specialty food people. So back to the vendor page here. Let's use Root and Vine Jessica. She's one of my favorite vendors that we've worked with. So she lives in Creston. She's a very tech savvy lady. She's got a couple of kids, and she runs a farm and has a full-time job. And so she is using social media to her advantage. She's running both Facebook, which she runs through here, Instagram. Her vendor page has an interactive map as well as her customizable shipping and drop-off locations. I'm astounded to see what people are doing in the Kootenays to overcome a lot of these logistical problems. People like Jessica from Root and Vine and Crestview and Glade Organics, they're all meeting down in parking lots after hours, handing their goods out to customers. And I think, just to be said as someone who lives in the city of Nelson, that we should be doing much better for giving these people a location to be able to do their business, especially when we all talk about how food security is kind of a #1 priority for us. So now going into the back end of what a vendor gets with the site. I do have permission, by the way, to use Jessica as an example. This is the back end here of her admin page. So she gets Stripe built in. That's the e-commerce platform that runs the site. She's able to track and view her orders. She's able to set up her product list and be able to manage what quantities, inventories, what's active, what's not active, sale prices. Very simple. She can edit her storefront, which is changing pictures and times and her shipping. She can also at any time take a look at her storefront to see the changes she makes. So I kind of think for an all-in-one shop that's free to use, the benefit of getting a website, e-commerce, social media, and being able to sell your products by visually showing what they look like is a huge benefit for people buying. And on a final note, I think if you're selling food, sell it in bulk. That's one of the big customer trends that we've seen, is that don't, Jessica, previous to kind of Ballister's working with her, she was more focused on selling a pack of pork chops or a pack of bacon, and sort of on Ballister's. I don't want to infringe on her current business, but I would like Ballister's to be a place where people can buy a box of her specialty pork products, not just 1 or 2, so that when she does sell something, the basket value is $100, not $15. So anyway, that's kind of what Ballister's is. We've got lots of things on the go. We want to work with CSA boxes. That's a big thing. Glade Organics, they're going to switch all over their business, and we're able to add a pick list to their products so that they can be able to see what it is they need to start their days off by printing off that pick list. We're also going to move into the Okanagan and work with the wine sector there and kind of see what we can do with that. Those are businesses that have shipping all sorted out, so we'd like to see how Ballister's can help them. And then we're going to tackle its intended use, which is the seafood industry in Vancouver. That's kind of where our heart and soul is. But though we're hoping that the Kootenays can continue to self-generate, we're here to talk to anybody. If anyone wants to join us, you can join us online, or you can give us a call. We can help you out. And yeah, and if anyone likes to promote or collaborate, anything that helps out small business, I would like to be in offer advertising for. And as a final note, the word Ballister's comes from an old nautical term for a tradesman who used to put weight in the bottom of ships, and that would provide the ships with stability. So that's where the word kind of comes from, a throwback to the nautical industry. Yeah, thank you for letting me showcase the site.
Thanks, Jeff. I have a question for you.
Yes.
If I went on to Ballister's and wanted to purchase some sourdough pasta and some fish,
Yes.
could I put that
Yes.
in my shopping cart, pay for it as one transaction, but then I'd actually have to pick them up at separate locations?
Yes.
That works?
Yes. Well, actually, if you did that specific thing, you would go to Fisherman's Market, and their shipping is set up as pickup at store location, and the sourdough pasta will mail it to you within 3 days. So you would have one checkout. You select the shipping option you would like for each individual vendor,
Mhm.
and then that's how you get the products.
Okay.
It's worked out very well. The shipping, the logistically, people being trained that like Amazon, it shows up at your house is the challenge, and that's not really possible here in the Kootenays. But every business out there already has solutions to their problems, and then so that's what, like Jessica, if you ordered meat off of her, she sends you her schedule after you buy, and you can go down to a railway station there and pick it up at 1 in the afternoon on Saturdays. Like, she's got that dialed in. Kootenai Kombucha actually picks up, you can pick up his stuff at the Fisherman's Market. I'm using the Fisherman's Market as a drop location for a lot of these vendors while I have the space.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. And you're getting lots of kudos in the chat box from happy clients. So that's good to see.
Okay, good.
I was going to touch on, there was a question earlier about, what's e-commerce, what's an online marketplace, what's an online directory. Even with marketing this webinar today, I realized we throw those terms around, and so I can certainly appreciate the confusion there. So the way I would describe it is an online marketplace is on your computer, a place where you can shop. It can mean you can actually make a purchase. It might mean you're just going to get information about a business. So with the Small Business BC platform, I would describe that as an online directory, kind of like the Yellow Pages, but on steroids, and that you can then link through to the business's website and get much more detailed information about it. If they have e-commerce capability, then you're going to be able to do that. Whereas Jeff's site, Ballisters, that's a more traditional e-commerce platform where you can go and shop and actually make a purchase and finalize a transaction. So that's the Andrea Wilkie definition. I'm certainly not an expert, but don't feel bad if those terms confuse you, because I think we all use them pretty loosely, and we use those terms for many different things.
I will add one more thing, Andrea, if you don't mind. I said there's no charge. There is a e-commerce charge from Stripe is the payment platform, and they charge 2.9%, which actually is a really good rate, but that has nothing to do with me. That's the built-in e-commerce aspect of things.
Awesome. So I was going to, before we wrap up with these online platforms, I was going to mention a couple other sites that I'm aware of. Something I just learned about this morning is there's a Facebook group called Kootenai Online Christmas Fair. So those of you that are artisans or typically sell your products at craft fairs, you might want to go on there and list yourself, and I'll type it in the chat box. But again, it's Kootenai Online Christmas Fair. When I first saw it this morning, there was 875 members, and I think by lunchtime there was over 900. So it seems like there's lots of activity on there. I encourage you to check it out. Another site I just became aware of is in the Caspin area. So it's for the Caspin area vendors, and it's called Branchery. So www.branchery.ca, and I think it's a similar type thing, but it's targeting the Caspin area. There's also a platform called Tanaha Ready, and it's to showcase Kootenai businesses to promote business-to-business relationships, and that's kootenaiready.com. We'll provide all these links in a follow-up email. So I would encourage you, if you are aware of other online platforms promoting Shop Local, please put them in the chat box. Please send them to me. Like I said, there's so many of them out there that I think we really need to, as a region, focus on a few and really populate them with business listings. But definitely still want to keep our eye out for websites that are gaining momentum and traction. So with that being said, we're going to shift a bit and provide some information on organizations, programs, and services that can help you navigate some of the things we talked about earlier on the call in terms of getting set up, or maybe there's another piece of technology that you're looking to adopt and you need a little bit of help with. So I'm going to start off with Steve Fisher. Steve's from Kootenai Association of Science and Technology, and he's going to talk about supports available to help businesses transition to the digital economy through CAS DER3 program. So Steve, I'll turn it over to you.
Great. Thanks, Andrea, and hello to everyone tuning in today. As Andrea said, my name is Steve Fisher, and I'm just going to screen share here. And I am working with CAST. Let's see, am I up? Steve Fisher, and I'm working with CAST to deliver the digital economy resiliency, or DER3 program, and it's available province-wide through Innovate BC. But our team here is here to help companies throughout the Kootenai boundary region make more money in less time, which sounds good to me, by adopting digital business solutions. And we're doing this for all types of businesses, whether you're a manufacturer, retailer, educator, restaurant, whatever business you're in, we can help. So as we all know, COVID's had some pretty major impacts. And just this year alone, the dollar value of online sales has doubled within the past year, and it now represents 33% of all retail sales here in Canada, or about $10 billion. And current studies have also shown that digitally advanced companies are growing at 3 times as fast as companies that are not leveraging software effectively. So that's 3 times as fast. That's a significant difference that we see. And also, it's been shown that about 45% of your work tasks could be automated. So we're not saying that going digital would save you 40% of your time per se, but even if you have a 10 or 20% increase in your productivity, that's going to free up about 4 to 8 hours in your work week. And, you know, think about that for yourself as a business owner, what you could do if you had an extra 8 hours in your work week. And also, it's been shown that 80% of small businesses are not adequately leveraging digital technologies. And this is exactly where the DER3 team is here to help. So the DER3 program exists to help small to medium-sized businesses and not-for-profits, and all kinds of businesses can apply, and we're going to help you become more efficient and resilient. So we know from personal experience that digital technologies can help to increase your revenues, reduce costs, and automate time-wasting tasks. I also want to be clear that this isn't just for retail. Like I said, digital business systems can create efficiencies for all types of businesses, whether you're a restaurant, music teacher, retailer, whatever business you're in, we can help. And we also know that making change is really, really hard, and sometimes you need help. So that's why the program has also enlisted some great local digital service providers and subject matter experts that can help us to work our way through this transition step by step and make measurable improvements. And there's a larger ecosystem here that can be leveraged as well. Groups like the Basin Business Advisors, Community Futures, Chamber of Commerce, and Selkirk College, they're all providing support programs to the local business community. The DER3 program works within this ecosystem to leverage every available resource to help you manage this transition. So now is just a really good time to take advantage of this opportunity. So here's a rundown of how the DER3 program works. So after you fill out your online intake form is completed, and that takes about 15 minutes. Then we set up a call directly with you. And on that call, we go through a pretty in-depth interview. We have very targeted questions to really understand where your biggest business challenges are, and whether that's improving sales, freeing up some time, or getting a handle on your cash flows. And we pull this information together to understand what exactly the top priorities are for you as a business owner. And once we have that information, our team gets to work. And we're a team of 5 highly experienced business people who have all owned multiple businesses ourselves. So we understand these challenges. So we work together as a team to create a comprehensive and detailed action plan for you. We call this the immediate action plan. And in that, we very clearly identify where your challenges are. We provide opportunities for funding and staffing support. And we go through all the potential software solutions that you could leverage to streamline your business. We also provide contacts to all available service providers and subject matter experts who could assist you. And we provide personalized videos directly for you. And these videos are a real gold mine where we're working directly on your business to create ideas for you. And we provide these group of videos for you that are very specific to your challenges. And also, when applicable, we also do an in-depth online presence assessment to look at everything that is on the web about your business. So this can really help to understand how you're being perceived by the public when they look you up online. As we've already discussed, consumers are shopping online. So your online presence has become extremely important. And what is going on? Anyways, we followed all of this up. Sorry, stand by. For some reason, my clicker is no longer clicking. There we go. We follow all this up with a wide range of support and connections. So we've launched a mastermind group for some clients to work with our team and fellow entrepreneurs to help create collaborative wisdom. We also facilitate work with the BBA and Selkirk College to get additional support with business analysis or digital implementations. And Community Futures and CAS are offering ongoing workshops and educational opportunities. because we want to ensure you have every chance possible to learn how to not just survive, but thrive in this current business environment. And like I said, I want to be clear that we understand your challenges here. We are business owners ourselves, and we live and breathe what we speak of here. And we've personally seen the benefits of leveraging digital within our own businesses. So what's next? Well, join the DER3 program. You can sign up at cast.com on the DER3 page. So whether you're a small or medium-sized business of any kind, or a digital service provider or subject matter expert, we want to hear from you guys. And we built this program with local companies in mind. We understand the challenges and benefits of living here in the Kootenay Boundary District, and we want to help. So remember, this is all a free service. So, what have you got to lose? So please sign up today and join us in the program. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve. Couple of questions coming in here. One question is, are you then working with a team of 5 people? And I'll try to answer that. My understanding is there's 5 people on the team, but they'll be engaging with different people on the team at various stages in the process. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Different people at different stages, but then we all combine efforts on that immediate action plan is where it all kind of comes together. And we're doing this with quite a lot of businesses. I think we're up over 60 businesses so far since we launched the program. So it's moving quickly.
Steve, can I ask you to stop sharing your
Yep.
screen, and then we'll just be able to see others more clearly. I can share as an organization, Community Futures is a client of the DER3 program. And so we're having them look at our customer relation management systems, our financial systems, our reporting systems. And I'm so excited for where we're going to go. I definitely recognize it's going to be some work and a learning curve, but I'm excited for where we're going to be down the road once we have a chance to act on some of the recommendations we're hearing from them. And the videos they send are pretty cool too. Any questions for Steve about eligibility? I know the link was provided in the chat box in terms of if you want to apply to be a DER3 program client. I keep seeing the question about cost coming up again and again. It's a free program. And again, we're so fortunate to have a program like this in the region. So I encourage you to take advantage of it. My understanding is the program started in October and goes till March. And we don't know if it'll continue after that. At this point in time, it won't. So I encourage you to jump on it now because we don't know if this program is going to be available after the spring. Awesome. Okay, thanks, Steve. So I'm going to go on to, actually, I'll just quickly ask, there's a question about how to sign up for it. Can somebody from the CAST team answer that? I know we provided the link, but when people click on the link, what do they need to do?
Hey, Andrea, I can answer that. I'm Kaylin Scubin with CAST. I'm the Director of Operations and Program, working with Steve on the program. There is a link on the website. So if you go to cast.com/DER3 and scroll down, there's 3 different links to apply. If you're a small to medium business looking for help, click that button. And there's also 2 links to apply if you're a subject matter expert or a digital service provider in the community. You can also apply to be a service provider for the program as well, should a client need a referral to, say, a digital marketing agency or for some extra help as well. So it's a call out not only for businesses that need help, but also for digital service providers that can provide help. And if you can't find what you're looking for on the website, just email us at der3@cast.com.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to hear from Allison Bjorkman from the Basin Business Advisor Program. We just wanted to remind you, we continue to have this excellent service in our region, which provides free one-on-one confidential business advising. Allison, I'm looking around my screen and you're not popping up. You must be a couple pages over here. Oh, there you are. So Allison, you want to just say hello and remind the people on the webinar about BBA? Allison, we can
I
see.
shared my screen before I unmuted myself because I was getting ahead of myself. So can you guys see PowerPoint? Business advisors. You don't want to see that part though. Just give me a sec here.
We can see it, Allison.
Do you see my notes, Nairi?
No,
Just next slide. You just see the one slide?
just see the one slide.
Thank you. So the Basin Business Advisor Program is a team across the Columbia Basin. So we serve the whole Columbia Basin. So even though this has been a little bit West Kootenay slanted, we definitely have advisors throughout the basin. And this is our team. Oh, see if I can go to the next one. So the goal of the Basin Business Advisor Program really is to help businesses within the Columbia Basin to grow, to create economy, to create jobs for the residents of the Columbia Basin, and to support businesses specifically. So we provide one-to-one confidential business advisement to businesses in the Columbia Basin region, and it's a no-cost service. We really shine on that one-to-one, working directly with your business on your business needs. So some topics that we often cover, things that you can request service for support with, are things around planning for resiliency. So what does that mean? That means reserving cash. How are we planning for pushing sales? How are we planning into the future in this time of uncertainty? We often think of how much emotional support we also provide to businesses. You're not the only one going through a lot of these challenges. So planning for resiliency covers a lot of different things. We also support understanding and applying for government supports, preparing for financing. So if there's a loan that you want to apply for, we can help you get ready for that. And there are some grants out there, and sometimes they have a planning component that goes with them. So doing a business plan in order to get a loan, maybe part of that loan is forgivable, things like that. We also do a lot with human resources, so supporting your staff in your business and supporting the business owner with, what kinds of things do your staff need, especially right now, policies and procedures, which we all put off until it's really necessary. So that's something we can support you with. Cash flow planning is a really important part of managing your business. And when we think about all these opportunities to go online and create new areas of generating revenue, we want to make sure that you're not distracting yourself from your bread and butter, right? So cash flow planning is a great way to think about, what are my expenses? Where are my sales coming from? Working with your marketing strategy, which also means target marketing. Yes, Vailmont's part of the Columbia Basin. That was a question in the chat box. How your cash flow fits with your whole business operation. And is this new online thing, is that something to spend time on? Is that an immediate thing? Is that a next year thing? Is that in the next few months? Where does that fit in the scheme of your business? We do a lot with marketing plans and how you integrate your digital marketing with your traditional marketing, and who is that target market, and how does that fit with what you're actually selling and how you want to go about doing that. Business planning support, which covers all areas of business and is critical for applying for financing. And succession planning is another topic that we do quite a bit of work on. And there's quite a bit of action going on with business sales around the region. So when you think about, well, should I be spending time getting online? I'm not sure if that's a direction I want to take, because I'm kind of getting tired. I'm thinking about selling my business. It might be the thing that you need to inject some energy into your business so it's appealing for someone else to come and purchase your business. So succession planning is something that takes a little bit of time and is a topic that we work with businesses quite a bit. And then technology adoption is something that we've put quite a bit of emphasis on in the last little while. And where we're looking at, how do you go about choosing what to focus on and what software to use and how to implement that. So we've had working with CAST and with their consultants has been really helpful. Working with BC Tech and the advisors have done quite a bit of personal development around learning about these things. So we have real useful information for how to go about implementing those solutions yourself. So one of our advisors is agriculture specific, and her name's Nairi Marsh, and she has considerable information and skills around digital marketing and online platforms and things like that. So although sometimes we think agriculture, this isn't really applicable, it definitely is. And we just see, especially with ballisters there, how beneficial this kind of direction can be. So how can the BBA help you with selling online? Well, we can help you start kind of like, where are you at? Are you very tech savvy and you need some, more specific direction? Maybe you need to just help getting started. Additional e-commerce to your website, maybe what you're looking for, and you're wanting some direction on how to make that happen. Is that the right choice? How much is that going to cost? What's the hidden costs in there, which is usually labor to make all of that happen. We can make suggestions where to market other than your own website, have a strategy around that. So these examples of these other options that are being spoken about on this particular webinar have been are really great for really leveraging what you're already doing. So there's support in navigating programs like that. So where that help that Andrea has been talking about, and she says there's help for navigating these things, that's the Basin Business Advisors. So I don't want to take too much time here. So just showing, there's ways to integrate technology into your business. And the point of that is to save time and to make money. And if it doesn't do that, it might not be the right decision. So just knowing that there's technology out there, what's appropriate for me, we can help you work through a lot of those pinch points of that information. So should we apply for DER3 or BBA? Frankly, it doesn't matter. Pick either or. BBA or DER3 can get you going. We have a great cross referral process. They are a resource for us. We are a resource for them. And we keep the privacy of the business paramount. And when we talk with the business about that, it's like, oh, maybe DER3 is a good suggestion for you to get some immediate digital results. Then we talk more about that. So if you're confused about which is which and which one would be better for me, don't let that stop you from applying. Apply to either the DER3 or BBA. If you're currently a BBA client, ask us more about technology. Ask if DER3 would be appropriate for you. That's a perfectly good question. And you can be in both programs at the same time. We work really well together, and we're in the process of always improving how we can be supportive to each other and not duplicating. So really, the way I look at it as we each, are attractive to different kinds of businesses, and we're making a bigger umbrella to catch businesses and support them through this time. So don't be concerned about which one is the right one. We can direct you. If our program is not right, then we'll send you the other one. It's all good. So how do you access this program? The quickest way is to complete our online application form. And that is on our website. You go through, there's a big apply for services button, you click that, and there's a form that you can submit. Alternatively, you can call or email the advisor in your area, and that information again is on our website, what advisor for your area and their email address. You can call me, you can email me, and we do have a quick response. You'll be able to talk to an advisor within a day or two, put it that way. We'll get back to you. So that's kind of what I wanted to cover today. I think it's excellent that these other programs are available to us. And when we think about getting online and how to quickly do that, and do that in a way that is effective, if we're thinking about Christmas, gift certificates and having that program available to you, and you being able to market that through your own social media, through your own newsletters, in your own storefront, having people in your community make suggestions to their families to buy them a gift certificate on there, like it couldn't be easier, right? I come from retail background. I ran Black Bear Books in Creston for 9 years, and gift certificates are where it's at in the last few days coming up to Christmas. So if you feel like I've missed the boat, it's too late, it's not. That is a really great immediate thing that you can do to still capitalize on the Christmas season. So I think that's about all I've got to say about BBA. Any questions?
Questions for Allison? Allison, I appreciate the shopping advice as well. Okay. I think hopefully most of us are pretty familiar with the BBA program, but Allison, thanks for outlining how that fits into the discussion we're having today as well. I'm going to go on to our last presenter, who I'm excited for you to meet. Jonathan, I see your name, but you're not popping up on my screen. Can you wave a hand and say hello?
Speak, I will.
Oh, there we go. There's Jonathan. So yeah, Jonathan's probably a new face for many of you. And Jonathan is with Selkirk College, which is what we're calling the COVID Rapid Response Team. This program was largely supported by the City of Nelson, but it's not limited to Nelson and area businesses. And so this is a relatively new program. It was created to help businesses respond to COVID. And what I like to say is they can help with some of the implementation side of things. So CAST and BBA and the DER3 program, they're going to give you some great advice. If you need somebody to help you with the doing, we're super fortunate to have this team at Selkirk. So Jonathan, do you want to speak a little bit to the program and how people can reach out?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, as Andrea said, so I'm Jonathan Doyle. I'm the an instructor at Selkirk College and the lead researcher of the Advanced Computer Division of our of the Selkirk Technology and Access Center. Technology Access Center. So we developed the COVID Rapid Response Team in sort of response to, well, COVID and how to, I can't over here, and how, how can we use our expertise and technology to interact with some of the small and medium businesses, and how can we help you flourish during COVID? So we were able to partner with the City of Nelson and the Nelson Chamber of Commerce and Andrea Community Futures, and so we're sort of all working together to cater not just to Nelson, but we do have an interest there, but also in the greater, Selkirk touches Trail, it touches Castlegar, and our catchment goes out further still. So we like to interact with whomever is interested. So how can we help you? How do we fit into this pipeline? We've heard from the DER3, who does a lot of this screening process, and we've heard from the BBA, which does a very similar but different streaming process. We actually do the work, and hopefully we'll be part of that pipeline. So when you interact with them, maybe they'll suggest that you need to maybe take a look at your social media, take a look at your websites, and then maybe they would pass your file over to us, and or you would apply through our system, whichever way you want to go about it, and actually have me and my students do some of this work for you. So, one of the things we do, I'll just give you a few quick examples. We've been talking a lot about this e-commerce, that's, like email, but for commerce. So, we can help you not necessarily develop a full-fledged store if you're not interested, but at least feature several select products, especially to get through COVID times or during Christmas times, especially if it's a pivot, for example. It's not something you've sold before, but now you want to sell select products online. We can do this sort of thing, try to help you with pickup or delivery, rather than maybe not everyone's interested in shipping all over the country. And then another important part of that is integrating with your local or your either your website, for example, Wix. If you have a Wix website, we can integrate these things, or with your point of sale system. And so integration there is important, because we don't need to make more work for you, have more systems. So as much as we can help you with, and the DER3 I think does a lot of prescription on that too. How can we make all these complicated technology pieces fit together in a smooth way? And that's something we'll try to help you with. So about social media, I mean, social media is so important these days, knowing which social media platforms to use, making sure your information's relevant and accurate. They seem simple, but they're so important. And then hopefully we can help you help provide any assistance you need in streamlining the update of data, or maybe even just taking better photos, if that's what you need a young person to frame that photo for you. Maybe we can provide that. Different eyes. And the last thing, we'd like to try to do, see if people are interested anyway, is sort of upgrade our integration with Google Maps. And so one way to do that would be to try to do some of these virtual tours. So this is a 360-degree walkthrough I did of the Kokanee cabin, which looks pretty cool. But we've been doing this at the Stack. We've been doing this for non-business related things, but there's no reason we can't do it for business. So that would be the equivalent of going into Google Maps, zooming down to your business, and being able to simulate walking through your store. And that might make it a little bit easier, while more traditional, I call them, customers who aren't so used to using an online store can actually maybe get a more tactile interaction with the store and the inside of the store. And so it's an option. I haven't done market research on how effective it is, but worst case scenario, it's a shiny gimmick. And then finally, something that we can probably, one of the more useful things as well to sort of springboard off our first set of talks were the actually onboarding onto these platforms. Jeff and Dylan, and Tom. I'll talk about how easy it was to get onto these platforms, but we can also help you get on there if you need help. And while we might not do it for you, we can certainly show you how. We can do it for you too, but it's better to teach than it is to do sometimes. Yeah, so that's Balusters, the Small Business BC Marketplace, and then Support Local. And we can do a lot more than that. We've talked about website optimization, search engine optimization. There's lots of different data analytics. There's lots of stuff we can do, but we don't want to, cast our net too wide when some of the key problems we need to focus on are as simple as getting your hours up to date on Facebook, or making the picture of your menu better resolution so someone can read it. So, quickly, I'd like to introduce my team, or at least part of it. I have two students who might be somewhere skulking around the chat there. If you're interested in saying hi to them, that's Sam and AJ. And then, I have myself, as well as Justin and Jason, who are two other researchers at Selkirk. Jason, you may have heard of, you may have heard both of them, but Jason's been around for a while. And him and his team can also help in some limited capacity to doing, I think most people have their PPE stuff handled now, but originally him and his team was going out and doing some more really specific problem solving around in situ PPE to make sure that everyone is safe if they are actually in your store location. So as our team, we're here to help you as well, possibly at the end of the pipeline after you've gone through DER3, just so they kind of isolate, what do you need to work on? Hey, can Selkirk do that for you? Probably the answer is yes. We are providing this service funded through the City of Nelson and through some of our COVID ready finances. I guess we have, funding that we have as well. So you can contact me directly by either my email or my phone. And then we also have a link to our intake form if you would like to enroll directly with us. But I do encourage you to go through one of the other two programs as well, because then they can really show you what needs to happen. Like we can as well, but with them, they've got a great team over there showing you what you would need to work on, and then just let us do the work. So yeah, that's everything I have. If you have any questions, I can ask myself or again, any of the students.
Thanks, Jonathan. It doesn't get much better than that. We could do it for you.
Yes, exactly. That's the idea.
Did Sam and AJ want to just give a wave?
Yeah, where are you guys? There they are. Yeah. They're down there. The list is big.
All right, people are going to have to scroll through the screen to find them.
Yeah. Okay.
Any questions for Jonathan? I think we're super fortunate to have this program as well. I'm wondering, Dylan, do you think we're the most supported region in the province? It feels like we might be.
It's definitely feeling that way. Yeah. Yeah. If there's any questions out there, I think you've got the right network to start answering them.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Dylan, I was going to ask a question that came up earlier for you. Are people able to update their profile on the Small Business BC website? Somebody had asked that, and I don't know if we responded to that.
Yeah, I responded, I think, privately, but for everyone here, I'm going to give maybe a bit of an answer. So the answer is yes. You're always able to maintain your profile, update your photos or any of your copy and things like that. Now, any business who's signed up for the marketplace prior to July 1st has an existing profile that we carried over. So any of those original users don't currently have that access, but this is a feature we're rolling out in the next day or two. So in the meantime, if you have a profile, you're feeling that you can't find your password or you can't update your profile, reach me at marketplacebc.ca, and I'll work through things on my back end to make sure that your profile is updated.
Thanks, Dylan.
I also wanted to share that we'll be sharing our Kootenai business gift guide tomorrow here. So if anyone would like to make a profile, now's the time. We'll be promoting that throughout our Support Local week, and that's launching tomorrow. So get it in there, and I'll be sure to have it published and ready for them.
Awesome. Thanks, Dylan. And we'll be promoting these links as well through our Community Futures social media channel. So if you're looking for something and you're not finding it, you can start there. And to answer another question that came up in the chat, absolutely. Allison's got a great follow-up email that she's going to send to all of you with all these links that we've talked about today. So don't feel like you need to be frantically scribbling them down. We'll make sure to get them into your inbox. I want to say thanks to all of our presenters. Everybody was quite keen to spend a bit of time doing this webinar just to get this information out there in the community. So thanks to the presenters for taking the time to do this. And thanks to all the business owners on the call that took an hour and a half out of your day. What I can say is it'll probably be faster to sign up for these platforms than it was to sit through the webinar. So if you have time to come to the webinar, you've probably got time to get signed up. So I encourage you to go check out some of these websites we talked about and list your business. And if you're looking for advice, reach out. I'd say reach out to CAST. And they can refer you to BBA and or Selkirk College based on what your specific needs are at this point in time. And other than that, thanks everyone. And we look forward to shopping online with you. Have a great afternoon.